Britain's inflation rate slowed by less than expected in March. Official data Wednesday showed consumer prices rose by an annual 3.2%, down from a 3.4% increase in February. That was its lowest level in 2.5 years, but the country's central bank and analysts had forecast marginally lower. The update means a first interest rate cut by the Bank of England could be further off than previously thought, and investors reduced their bets on the bank making a move. They fully priced in only 1/4 point cut by the end of 2024, possibly as late as November. The slowdown in the fall in Britain's inflation rate follows an acceleration of headline price growth in the US. Analysts said Wednesday's data showed Britain's fight against inflation was not yet won, with some warning there was a risk that the country will follow the trend in the US and stay elevated. Services inflation, which policymakers watch closely, eased only slightly to 6% from 6.1%. The Statistics Office said a slowdown in food prices was the main contributor to the decrease in headline inflation. But rising fuel prices slowed the fall in the headline rate. International oil prices climbed last month due to growing tensions in the Middle East.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi often says he likes to think big, dream big and act big.
और मेरा निमंत्रण इस बात के लिए है, Make in India.
The 73-year-old looks set to be only the second Indian to win 3 national elections in a row.
This election is really about one thing, it's about Modi, Modi, Modi.
But how did Modi get in this position? Modi! Let's take a closer look. Modi! Narendra Damodardas Modi was born in 1950 in the ancient city of Vadnagar in present-day Gujarat. As a young boy, he sold tea at a railway station while his mother washed dishes to make ends meet. He has not shied away from using his modest upbringing to build a following in a country where hundreds of millions of people are poor. Modi joined the Bharatiya Janata Party (BJP) in 1987, when the nascent political party started gaining traction, fueled by the rise of Hindu nationalism in India. In 2001, Modi became Chief Minister of his native Gujarat state.
ये विजय गुजरात के स्वाभिमान का विजय है.
A year later, deadly religious riots broke out across Gujarat. At least 1,000 people, mainly Muslims, were killed. Critics allege Modi allowed or even actively encouraged the attacks, an allegation he strongly denies. A subsequent Supreme Court inquiry found no evidence to prosecute him. Modi became the Prime Minister of India in 2014 after the BJP won the general election by a landslide. Modi and the BJP party have consistently wooed the Hindu community, who form 80% of the country's 1.42 billion people. His approval rating is 75%, the highest among 25 world leaders, tracked by US data intelligence company Morning Consult. But the United States has raised concerns over the treatment of Muslims, underprivileged Hindus, Christians, and other religious minorities in India under his rule. Modi says his government works for the welfare of all without discriminating. If he wins the 2024 general election, it may be his last term in office.
अपने तीसरे टर्म में भारत को तीसरे नंबर की इकोनॉमी बनाने की गारंटी दी है.
He wants to cement a legacy of setting India on the path to abolishing poverty and becoming a fully developed nation by 2047, the 100th year of independence from British colonial rule. Australia-based academic Robin Jeffrey specialises in Indian politics.
I think if the BJP government and primarily Mr. Modi win the kind of heavy majority they're talking about, 400 seats in a parliament of 540, overwhelming that would be, we're going to see major changes. We'll see constitutional changes that will really transform the face of Indian politics. Will be very different in future if those sorts of changes take place.
The opposition says another term for Modi could severely damage India's secular and democratic traditions, arguing his Hindu nationalist agenda has polarized the country. Rahul Gandhi is leader of the opposition Congress Party.
अगर हिंदुस्तान में मैच फिक्सिंग का चुनाव बीजेपी जीते और उसके बाद संविधान को उन्होंने बदला, तो इस पूरे देश में आग लगने जा रही है।